Anthropic just had one of the most embarrassing moments in AI. They released Claude Fable 5. People got excited, developers started building with it, and then 3 days later, the US government stepped in and forced the whole thing off the internet. It was basically the model is live, people are using it, and then suddenly completely gone. And the reason this story hits so hard is because Anthropic is supposed to be the careful AI company. That is their whole image. They are the ones always talking about safety, alignment, responsibility, risk, guardrails, all of it. So for them to release a model so powerful that the government immediately gets involved is a very bad look. Anthropic launched two models. It was Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5. Mythos 5 was the restricted one, meant for approved partners and sensitive cybersecurity work. Fable 5, on the other hand, was the public version built on similar capabilities but with extra safety systems wrapped around it. So the pitch was basically normal users get the powerful model, but with boundaries, the dangerous stuff gets blocked. Everybody wins, except the internet does not respect boundaries. Within days, reports started spreading that Fable 5's safety systems could be bypassed. I'm not going to get into details because that is not the point. The point is that this model was supposed to be the safe public version, and almost immediately people were claiming they could push it towards the kind of cyber tasks it was supposed to refuse. That is when this stopped being a normal product issue and became a national security issue. Then the US government reportedly sent Anthropic an export control directive, and this is where things get serious. The order was not just be careful, it reportedly said foreign nationals could not access Fable 5 or Mythos 5. That means not only people outside America, but potentially foreign citizens inside America too. And according to reporting, it even affected some of Anthropic's own employees. That is the wild part. Imagine building the model, helping testing it, helping ship it, and then being told you are no longer allowed to access the thing you worked on because of your nationality. That is not just awkward, that is a warning sign for the whole AI industry. Because Anthropic then had a practical problem. How do you instantly block access for every foreign national across every account, API, company contract, employee system, cloud setup, and country without making a huge mistake? They couldn't do it cleanly, so they pulled access for literally everyone, and that is why users were angry. And for a good reason, people paid for Cloud Pro, developers started building around the new model, companies were testing it. Then the model just completely disappeared and everyone got moved back to older models. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the model suddenly became too politically sensitive to keep online. This is the part that matters beyond Anthropic. AI is no longer just an app. It is becoming infrastructure. It is becoming a cyber tool. It is becoming something governments worry about in the same category as advanced chips, cloud systems, and strategic technology. And once that happens, a model launch is not just a model launch anymore. It can become a government problem that should make every developer nervous because if your product workflow, startup, or business depends on one frontier model and that model can disappear overnight because of an export control letter, then you are not just building on technology, you are building on politics. And this is also a trust problem. Why would companies fully rely on a model if access can change this fast? Why would Europe, Asia, or any foreign government trust American AI platforms if the US can suddenly decide who gets access? This one decision could push other countries even harder towards building their own AI systems because nobody wants their future controlled by someone else's emergency button. The irony is that Fable 5 was supposed to be the compromise. Mythos stays restricted, Fable goes public with safety systems, but the government still looked at it and said, absolutely no, this is too risky. And that is the real story here. Not just that one model can go shut down, the real story is that AI has crossed into a different category. The most powerful models are no longer being treated like normal products, they are being treated like strategic assets. So if you thought AI was just about better chatbots and faster coding, this is the wake up call. The next phase of AI is not just companies competing over benchmarks, it is Governments deciding who gets access, who gets blocked, and what counts as too powerful to release. And for Anthropic, that is a brutal lesson. They tried to launch the safe version of the future, and the government still pulled the plug.